Hey, it is August 12th. Yeah, it's August 12th, about 11 p.m. Been a little while since I updated. It's been kind of just a crazy month and crazy summer so far. Um, I physically, let's see, I'm like 16 and a half months on T and 8 months post-op. But last week I missed a tee shot and I definitely felt it. I could tell I was so like lethargic and had no energy, and it just felt really weird. So that was kind of crazy. I had never missed a shot before, but I missed last week, and I didn't want to like do it super late and then almost like double dose. So I just skipped a week and yep, felt it. But so aside from that, I've had like a lot on my mind lately, and I've been wanting to make a video, but I can never decide like what topic I want to do, and then I lose like the opportunity to do a video, so I'm just like, I'll do it later, and then of course, obviously that works out. So, just kind of gonna ramble at this point and see where it goes. Um, so I don't even know where to start. I guess in regards to one of like the more recent videos they made, I think it's while I was in Baltimore right after valve surgery. Um, I mentioned that I don't necessarily feel like I fit in the trans community, and I got a couple of questions about that, and so I figured I'd kind of explain that. Um, I don't really feel like I fit in because there aren't really other trans guys in the area too much. Um, there are a couple, but we're all kind of on different time schedules and just different personalities and everything. So it's been, you just kind of don't like you all have the same experience, but it's just everything's different. Um, and then also with like my experience being a little different, I haven't had any negative reactions, and I've actually heard from a couple people within the community, which is a little disappointing, that they're like, well, you're not truly trans, like you haven't had a true trans experience because you haven't felt the rejection and you haven't felt the pain that comes with your family not accepting you or whatever. And you know that actually kind of really hurt because I was just like, well, my experience is my experience, and it's not that I haven't had pain and suffering, it's been internal rather than external. Um, so I was a little disappointed in that. But then also, it's just, I go around other trans people, and I mean, I'm 6'2". I'm very blessed with my height and my build, and I've effortlessly passed since even deciding to transition, even pre-T and whatnot. And I feel like it causes other people dysphoria, and I don't like that. Like, I feel very not ashamed, but I just feel really bad for other people because I don't want to cause dysphoria, but you can just tell that they're, it brings it out and it makes them kind of jealous, and that's kind of sad to me. And it's been like that my whole life because I go from being 6'2" blonde haired, blue eyed, everyone telling me I should be a supermodel, which I hated because it's like everyone only ever sees the physical and it's still the exact same thing. Um, so I know it's kind of it's one of those things you really should not bitch about. But it's still difficult. People still see it just for the physical, and um, it's not necessarily what I want. But I'm I'm very thankful for what I have, obviously. But um, that's been kind of interesting. And then kind of like along the same lines with that is I'm I'm getting into doing a lot of advocacy work and doing public speaking and doing panels and presentations and everything. And kind of what I've noticed in panels and just in my experience is that whether or not I'm like the best person to be out doing it, because I've had such a unique positive experience that, and actually my one of my professors who I was presenting for had to remind me that not everyone has such a good experience, and that there's a lot left to be done. And obviously I know that, and I know the realities of being a trans person, but I tend to always want to promote the positive, and yeah, honestly, I've kind of neglected the fact that there's still so much left to do, and there's still, you know, murders going on and everything like that. So it's just been an interesting, like, internal debate of whether advocacy is the right thing for me. I love doing it, and I'm a pretty good public speaker, and I like public speaking, and so it's just kind of been interesting. I'm doing a statewide training on August 20th. It's all the counties in Nevada are now required to have a coalition against substance abuse, like within each county. So they're all coming together, and I'm working under a grant with one of my professors to do a training on LGBT related issues. So, I mean, it's really cool, and it's going to be a lot of fun. But at the same time, like going and sitting down in a panel, it's the same thing where it's I don't have the traditional experience, so it's a little different. But I think people should be exposed to the fact that you can have a good experience. So that's kind of my thing. The other thing that, I don't know, kind of was interesting is that she was calling me the golden boy because one of my other friends, I mean, the other people on the panel have had more difficult experiences than I have. And so being called the golden boy, I'm just kind of like, yeah, I've done a lot of good things. I've done a lot of bad things that I regret, but I don't know. That was kind of interesting. It's like when you call someone the golden child or the golden boy or something, you kind of insinuate that they can't have problems. And so when a problem does arise, and this is what I faced with the whole suicide attempt, that was pretty much the thing, was that I was regarded as this golden child because of athletics and looks and everything. So it was like saying I had a problem was not allowed, and so that was kind of that. So just interesting things that I look at now retrospectively, that they come back in a new light back into my life, and I'm kind of like, oh yeah, I've kind of experienced that before. Different, but same thing. So yeah, that's kind of what has been going on, the whole advocacy and everything. Trying to think what else. Oh, so I kind of reached a point like last month where I kind of feel like I'm ready to start dating again. Like I don't know, I feel secure enough with who I am and like with my body and everything that I'm just ready to have that in my life again and start experiencing that, but really super nervous. The whole disclosure thing, I just don't know. And then like places to meet people. Like I've gone down to the gay bars and everything, and yeah, that's fun, but I'm not a bar scene person at all. So why meet someone at a bar scene? That just kind of doesn't make sense. And I get a lot of people asking me who men, women, and best way to describe it is queer. I don't like that word because I grew up with an understanding that it was derogatory, and so it's hard to let that go. But yeah, so ready to date, and that's just a whole new battle on itself of do I date someone who's a friend who knows about my transition? Do I date someone not, just someone who catches my fancy? I don't know. So just kind of dealing with new things, and I was kind of thinking, I'm like, oh, I'm kind of done with new things, I'm secure, but no, they keep popping up. So yeah, today I was at a baby shower too, and that was new. I was the only guy at the baby shower, and a bunch of people were talking about that, but it was kind of fun. Yeah, sorry, I told you I was just totally rambling, random video, but that's how I'm feeling right now. Totally just scatterbrained everywhere. I think what else? I think that's about it. Oh yeah, and if one cool thing right now, my dad just wrote a book. if anyone's interested. That's my daddy. But skip parties, 10 principles for a healthier, happier life. It's kind of awesome. Um, they're actually, it's pretty much just all the life lessons that I grew up hearing over and over and over and over again. So when I did one of the first rough edits, his first draft, and it was just kind of like I was being lectured to all over again. Not lectured, but taught. So that was kind of funny. If anyone's interested, it's available on Amazon. It's $7. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I don't really know what else. Oh, a week ago, what, Thursday? Yeah, about a week ago, Thursday or something, I got back into the swimming pool for the first time. Um, I hadn't been in the swimming pool at like our university to actually swim and train since December 2010 when I decided to transition. And I grew up in water, swimming on swim team, playing water polo. So that was a big deal to go back in. And what I did was I was very nervous with tackling the locker rooms. Um, I had not been back. I had not. I've never been in the men's locker room at a university, and so I was very nervous going in there. And so what I did is I went and talked to our facilities director, who's a good friend of mine, and told him, I'm ready to start swimming, but that means I have to go in the locker room. And what should I do in case anything comes up? I don't want to cause a problem, but I'd like to start swimming again. And he said, as far as I'm concerned, you are now a male. You have every right to be in the locker room. Unfortunately, there are no single stall showers, so I just either have to, wear shower shorts or just skip showers. And then if anything comes up, I can talk to him, and they'll sort it out. So that was good. I think a roommate told me. Yeah, one of my roommates told me. I'll continue this later.